here with a favorites video for the month of August. My August month has been a bit of a weird month. For those of you who know me personally, you kind of know what's been going on, but I'm probably going to address it in the next video when I talk about, like, I do the vlog video for the month. I'm not the greatest vlogger, but I find if I try to combine the things that happened with the stuff, it gets to be too long. So I'm going to put stuff in this video, and then I'm going to put events in the next video, so to speak. So on the Patreon, just so you know, for the month of September, we're going to be working with Ceres or Demeter, depends if you want to use the Roman or the Greek name, and we're going to be working on healing and doing healing spells. So if you're interested in that, you can come over there. We're also finishing up the psychic development module on Witch School. And then I'm going to be doing things a little bit differently in October, so watch for that as well. So you can go over to Patreon, see what's on there. And we also have the fiction book club that's going on if you're interested in that. Promotion over. So now, let's get on with the favorites for the month. I'm going to start with decks and things and move to books, and then I'm going to move to other lifestyle stuff. So if you're just interested in kind of the witchy stuff, then you can just, stick around for the first part. So first of all, I have been loving reconnecting with the Everyday Witch Oracle, or not Oracle, tarot cards. There is an Oracle coming out, which I have pre-ordered. Very curious to see what it's like. I love the artwork on this particular deck. I love that there's little cats everywhere. I love the witch's hat. I think there's just something really whimsical and lighthearted and youthful and fun about this particular deck. It is a Rider-Waite-Smith based deck, but it's still, it reads really well. I love that there's, no borders on the pictures. There's just this little sort of scroll on the bottom with the title. Look at her with a witch's hat and her stripes and things. This is very Silver Ravenwolf-y to me. Very 90s. So it has a real sense of nostalgia for me. There's Death with the black cat. So cute. But as you can see, it's still, it's fun deck. But it's still serious. There's still, you can read through it and get some really good serious readings with it. So it still has that Rider-Waite kind of, it's based on Rider-Waite sort of symbolism. But I love all the cats everywhere and the little witches' hats. And it's got really nice kind of fairy tale type vibe. I love this devil. He's like, hey, do you want some ice cream? Do you want some money? Kids are like, no. And you've got these cats that are like, no, don't listen to the bad man. You've got this volcano in the background, sort of showing this, potential for something explosive to happen. And I love his little tail there. It's very, very good. Seven of Swords. I love the colors in this too. It's just so nice. I just really love this deck. It was in one of my top 5 nostalgia type decks because it has that kind of 90s vibe to it. It's very youthful. I love the backs too. Some people don't like the backs because it's not reversible, but I love this. I love the stars and the broom and the cat and the hat. It's just witchy and lovely and corny, and I just love it all. So I've been really loving working with that. Another favorite is I got the Crystal Spirits Oracle. Now, I have heard mixed reviews about this. Some people really don't like the faces in here, but that doesn't bother me. I really like it. So I've been working with this a little bit. I wasn't sure when I unboxed it, but I've been working with it, and I do quite like it. First of all, loving the new Hay House magnetic sort of openings. They've really stepped up their game, I think, when it comes to the boxes. Colette Baron-Reid does a pretty good job with her guidebook. I also like that this deck doesn't have that matte sort of coating on it, which I found actually really hard to shuffle. I prefer these one. This one, it's the same thickness apparently cardstock, but it doesn't have that matte coating, so it feels a little thinner. It's easier to shuffle. It's not super thin either, but I love all the gorgeous colors on here. And I have been doing some readings with this and found that it is quite accurate. And it's helped me learn some new crystals. We all know rose quartz, right? But big spite, I've never heard of that. So it's helped me to learn that. I love this selenite. It's like a unicorn horn. It's so beautiful. I love all the colors in this. So the faces don't really bother me at all. The only thing I wish is that it had a little keyword on the bottom for what the card means, because I find I have to go to the book to see what it means. But I am working with this, and I'm actually considering using this as my 2020 daily draw deck. I've been using the Animal Spirit one for myself for daily draw. I've been loving that, but I'm thinking I might use this one next year because I like to change it up, you know. But I love all the juicy colors on this. This is really, really nice. And like I said, the meanings have been, like I've been looking them up when I pull the meanings because with the guidebook, and I find that's actually like quite accurate. It's a very loving deck. I mean, it's a Hay House deck, right? It's not super dark or anything, but it's not all fluffy either. So I am enjoying that mix there. See, this one you can see the face more. Some you can see the face more than others. Whereas like this one, the Obsidian one, you know, a little bit harder to see that. So I am really loving working with this deck. I'm going to continue to work with it, see how I feel. But those are my two favorite decks that I've been working with for the month. For books, just putting here, I started reading some fiction again, which is why I kind of started the Fiction Witchy Book Club, because there's lots of witchy book clubs where it's like serious study, and there's definitely a place for that for sure. But I thought that, you know, be fun just to do some books that have just fun witchy themes that have to do with the paranormal and fantasy. So we're not talking about real witchcraft here. We're talking about, you know, fantasy stuff. But I started reading A Discovery of Witches, and I'm enjoying it. I'm going to talk more about it in the book club, but it's just been nice to like read something that isn't serious, because I read a lot of nonfiction, and so it's nice to have like sort of a little escape, especially because it's been like a difficult month and stuff, and it's nice sometimes to just have somewhere else to like just have a break and go somewhere in your imagination, right? Rather than just sitting and watching a TV show or something. So I've been enjoying working with that. For nonfiction book, I did pick this up. I haven't gone all the way through it, but I'm enjoying it so far. It's The Positive Shift by Catherine Sanderson, PhD. First of all, I was attracted by all the beautiful colors on the front. But she is a psychologist, and it's talking about all these experiments and stuff about mindset. And she's not like one of these people who's like, oh, just think positive and everything will be okay, which always makes me want to punch someone in the face, quite frankly. I think that's just bullshit, right? Because life has stuff in it, and you can't always just like fake positivity to get through it, you know, that kind of crap. And I also think too, people who, you know, some people are naturally definitely more positive than others, which, you know, good for them, right? That's awesome. But when people are faking it, I don't think that's helpful. And I think also can really be a denial of, you know, maybe some more difficult things that need to be addressed. So she's not like that. But she does talk about the importance of mindset and just these different experiments and things that people have done. Like there was one where they took college students, and half of them had to make a sentence using words like old, feeble, tired, that kind of thing. And then they had ones do neutral words like clean, healthy, things like that. And then they timed them to see, after they were done with the experiment, how long they took to get from the classroom to the elevator. And what happened was the people that made all the sentences using old and tired and words like that walked slower to the elevator than the people using the neutral words. So it shows that like even the words we use can have really subtle influences on us and the way that we act. So it gets you to kind of think about things a little bit. So I enjoy that. I enjoy especially it's a science-based thing. It's not like all like, here's this fluffy idea I have, and I just think everybody should think this way. So I find it very, very interesting. I haven't finished it all the way, but I'll do a review, I think, when I'm done with it. But it's been interesting so far, that's for sure. As for music and TV shows and movies and that kind of thing, for music-wise, I did go to a couple of concerts this month, but I'll talk about that in the vloggy type of video. So that's been good, and definitely with things going on, it's been a nice break to like go to a concert and stuff. But I didn't really get any new music this month. I did get Duff McKagan's Tenderness album last month, I think it was, and I'm enjoying that, even though it is kind of a country album, which is kind of weird. But I really enjoy that he's kind of taking like a bit of a more socially political aware kind of stance on things, and that's kind of refreshing and nice to hear, because I feel like, it used to be, I feel like an old person saying this, it used to be like in the 60s and 70s and even into the 80s and stuff that, people would speak out a lot more as artists about politics and things that were going on. And I feel like now popular music, it's like all this crazy stuff is happening in the world. And popular music is just like singing about dancing and boys and just like fluff. And we certainly need a certain amount of that. So I'm not, knocking that. We certainly need a certain amount. But I'm like, there's all this crazy stuff going on and nobody's talking about it. What's going on, So I'm glad to hear somebody talk about it anyway. And, that's just nice and refreshing. I've also, of course, I went to Iron Maiden this week, and so I've been listening to a lot of Iron Maiden and Book of Souls, which is it's the latest album, but I think it was released like 2015, 2016, so it's not brand new or anything, but it is their newest stuff. And I just feel like as I get older, I appreciate those kind of bands so much more, that they're still out there making music. They could just go around and play like hits all the time and never make anything new, and they would, make just as much money and be fine. But I really appreciate that people are going out and making new music. Like Judas Priest is making new music. AC/DC is recording a new album. So I appreciate that. And as long as they want to do that, I don't care how old they get, I'll still go see them and stuff. So I've been listening to music-wise. As for TV shows and stuff, I feel like probably the same as last month. Like, I've been watching the Great British Baking Show. I do love that. It's just nice to see competition where people aren't like mean to each other. They're actually like being nice to each other, and they're baking lovely food, and it's just nice to see that. And then in September, the Canadian one starts. So it's like I just go straight from one baking show straight into another baking show, which is really, really great. So, and it's again a nice, lovely break from the awfulness of the world right now. So yes, I do appreciate that a lot. And I always watch a lot of ghosty shows. I've been watching Kindred Spirits, which is a show that started, I think it was a couple of years ago, but I kind of like the shift it's made. Before, they were going to houses and it was sort of very fluffy and like, oh, there's friendly ghosts here, which is great because most of the times that's what it is. But now they're going to places that are more problematic. And what I love about their show is they don't just go and like, hey, let's stir up a bunch of shit and then just leave people with these ghosts stirring things up. They really try to find solutions or help people to make their space and make things better. There was a really cool episode where they went to Lizzie Borden's house, and not the house where the axe murder happened, but where she lived afterwards for years and years. It was a house she lived in most of her life. And it was very interesting. Like they felt like they connected with her spirit. And just, it was interesting because nobody had really gone into that house to do any sort of connecting with the ghosts and spirits that are in there. So I love all these ghosty shows. So I've been doing that. And also, it's getting to be October. More ghosty shows, please. Because it's been getting to October, I decided to go, getting towards fall and all this stuff, to go shopping, get myself some cozy clothes for when it gets cooler. And I bought myself some more leggings because you can never have enough leggings. I like a good sweater and leggings, I have to say. So I ended up, I got a few different ones, but I got these ones, which are very shiny and leathery looking. So they look super, super nice with a big fluffy sweater going on. And then I got these ones, which are sort of more velvety. They look they're that faux velvet. They're so soft. I just love them so much. Just live in them. It's so good. So I do love a good cozy leggings. I'm very excited for fall. Can you tell? I'm not really a summer person. Even though I was born in the summer, I'm not really a summer person. I love like cooler days. I want jacket and sweater weather and pumpkin spice lattes. I don't care what anybody says. And I did get some sweet pumpkin cinnamon bath stuff from Bath and Body Works. So good. And I am looking forward to pumpkin spice lattes, which is starting this week, which is really exciting to me. So those are my favorites for the month. Let me know what your August favorites are, what you're feeling and